No, your eyes don't deceive you. You read that correctly. It only takes 59 kills to beat ULTRAKILL. 64 if you include the Prime Sanctums and Encore levels, but only 59 for the base game. To put that into perspective, there are 83 enemies in just the first level. I've been sitting on this video idea for a long time, but recently I saw that Linguini did a video on it a while back. And, no offense to Linguini, but this video kinda sucks. It's not very good. The rules they had set in place were really lame, and they only counted the kill if V1 was the one to kill them. But that's not what I did. I did everything in my power to keep as many enemies as I could alive and well. The rules are simple. We're basing this off what the scoreboard says at the end of the level. It doesn't matter whether I kill them or if the enemy kills themselves. If it gets added to the counter, we're counting it. I'm also allowed to break the game in any ways I want to bring this number as low as I can, as long as I don't use cheats. That's lame. And that's it, those are the only restraints. Before we start, I also wanted to give a special shout out to Bark, a member of my Discord server.
Hi.
After hearing that this was going to be my next video, he hit me up and helped me strategize for nearly every single level. He researched everything for this challenge before I even had a chance to. This video wouldn't be nearly as cool without his help. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. 0-1 perfectly illustrates how stupid this challenge can get just to save one enemy. At first, the level seems relatively straightforward. Skip the first room, keep the filth in the hallway alive, pipe clip to the end of the level, kill the Maurice, and finish the level with only one kill. Simple, right? But what if we could save the Maurice? If you want to do that, then you gotta do everything I just did except kill the Maurice. Instead of entering the boss room, turn around and start playing the level backwards. Make sure to maneuver around any spawn triggers you can, and abuse checkpoints to despawn enemies. Once you make it back to the start, pipe clip again and enter the boss room to load the exit elevator. Checkpoint back to the start of the level and pipe clip one final time and touch the level exit from the outside wall. And boom, 0-1 with 0 kills. Like I said, this challenge gets stupid. I'll try not to spend too much time on each level, but as you can see, there's usually going to be a lot to explain. Luckily, 0-2 isn't nearly as annoying as 0-1. This strat involves a variation of the "What's Up" door clip, where you don't load the next room to deload the pipe blocking the hole in the ceiling, and instead you just clip around the pipe. Using this method allows us to clip outside the map without loading the third room, which lets us grab the blue skull and clip outside the map again through a floor that failed to load in. Afterwards, we clip into the room with the secret exit and finish the level with 0 kills. In 0-3, you just do the level challenge. It's pretty easy. And we finish the level with our first kill. 0-4 is a bit of a complicated level when it comes to this run. Not because of how complicated the skips are, but because of how much research Bark put into finding them. We'll come back to this level in a bit. For now though, all we gotta do is kill all the enemies in the first room, slam storage through the second room, and checkpoint to despawn the enemies. After that, we malrail boost and dash over the spawn trigger in the third room, ending the level with 16 kills. There are no ways to save the Cerberus in 0-5, so unfortunately, that adds 2 more kills, ending off the prelude with 19 total kills. 1-1 is probably the easiest level in this entire challenge. Yeah. 0 kills. Now I know we abuse checkpoints in 0-1, but 1-2 is really where the checkpoint abuse begins. First, run past all the enemies in the starting room and climb to the high door. Kill all the enemies in the room, grab the blue skull, and checkpoint back to the previous room. All the enemies you killed should have been removed from the kill total, and we still have the blue skull. Turn back around, grab the red skull, and checkpoint again to ensure the street cleaners don't kill any of the filth. Afterwards, go through the red skull door and finish the level normally. Sadly, there is no way to save the enemies in the final room, because the elevator that has the trigger to end the level doesn't spawn until all the enemies are dead, which means that we finish this level off with 12 kills. 1-3 is extremely straightforward. Run past all the enemies, grab the blue skull, and kill the hideous mass, ending the level off with 1 kill. 1-4 doesn't change, so I won't even talk about it. Same thing with 2-1 and 2-2. They're both easily beatable with 0 kills by just playing the level. 2-2 is a bit harder because the enemies will kill each other, but you can get through with enough trial and error. 2-3 is a totally different story though. We slide left to avoid the enemies and destroy the first panel to drain the water. Afterwards, slide into this door and clip outside the map. Fly around to the blue skull's location and checkpoint inside. Grab the blue skull and head to the grinder room. Destroy the second panel and then backtrack to the room with the secret exit. Destroy the final panel and leave through the secret exit, ending the level with 0 kills. Beautiful. 2-4 has no change though. You can't save minnows. 1 kill. 3-1 on the other hand is pretty crazy. We use the yup that's a cavity clip to get out of bounds and fly to the P1 exit, ending the level with 0 kills. 3-2 has no change. Gabriel lives no matter what. 0 kills. 4-1 also has no change. The level challenge is to literally finish the level without spawning any enemies. 0 kills. 4-2 on the other hand spices things up. Immediately after exiting the level, we gotta turn around and jump on top of the level entrance. Then we either Ultra Boost or Rocket Ride to the other side of the map. Touch the stone, grab the totem, make it nighttime, and leave through the secret exit, ending the level with 0 kills. 4-3 is another pretty straightforward level. Grab the torch, head to the right, and jump through this hole in the ceiling. Thank you, Akita. Immaculate game design. Afterwards, just fly to the level exit, place the torch on the pedestal, and air that bitch out. Unfortunately, just like 1-2, the level exit doesn't spawn until all the enemies are dead, so we have to end the level off with 28 kills. A lesser YouTuber would tell you that you have to kill all 5 enemies in 4-4 in order to beat the level. But I'm not a lesser YouTuber. What if I told you there was a way to save V2? I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. You start out by playing 4-4 normally, beat the shit out of V2, watch him splat on the ground, and pick up the whiplash. Oh, but didn't V2 just die? I thought we were saving him. Fantastic observation, Josh. Well, walk forward a little bit and you'll see the checkpoint ring appear. Do not enter it. Instead, checkpoint back to before the pyramid slide and beat the shit out of V2 again. Now, as you're falling, quickly pause to regain your ability to look around, change weapons to regain your ability to use weapons, shoot the ground with the malicious rail cannon to launch yourself back up, rocket ride to the checkpoint, and respawn at the checkpoint through the pause menu. Your WASD keys don't work until you touch the ground, and if you touch the ground, then V2 dies. But if you activate the checkpoint and respawn at it, V2 doesn't die, and you can continue normally. This lets us finish 4-4 off with only 4 kills, instead of the usually mandatory 5. 5-1 is a pretty straightforward skip. Start off by draining the water, and then just slide through this wall. I don't know why this works, and why it's so easy to do, but we're gonna roll with it. Anyways, grab the checkpoint in the hallway behind the door that's locked by the skulls, and clip back in the main room. Ring the bell, checkpoint back to the hallway, and leave through the secret exit, finishing the level with 0 kills. 5-2 is another relatively simple skip. Ultra Boost past all the enemies, enter the building, destroy the idol, and kill the filth. You sadly have to kill this filth to unlock the next room. Also, idols don't add to the kill counter, so fuck them I guess. Anyways, enter the next room and kill all the soldiers, then get into the position and punch the idled street cleaner into the door. While he's pushed up against the door and still in the air, respawn back at the checkpoint. For some reason, this leaves the door open. Get as far into the room as you can without spawning the enemies, and grab the blue skull through the door with the whiplash. Exit out the way you came, place the skull, pay the ferryman, and finish the level with only 1 kill. 5-3 is another banger level. Just rocket clip through this gap in the door, and make your way to the very highest visible checkpoint. Grab it, respawn at it, and then lure the Cerberus back through the door you came in. Proceed down the hallway and use the whiplash to pull the 2 street cleaners into the hallway. After that, just rush to the end. 0 kills. Easy. 5-4, you just killed the Leviathan. 1 kill.
6-1, and later on you'll see in 7-1, are some of the more annoying levels in this challenge. We'll actually be coming back to 6-1 here in a couple minutes, so instead of covering the work in progress strategy, we'll just skip this one for now. Sadly, the exit to the level can only spawn when the final room is cleared, so that makes 35 kills for 6-1. Stop looking at the counter, just wait.
Anyways, 6-2 also has no change. 0 kills.
7-1 though is fucking horrible. My main strat at first was just playing through the level normally, since I couldn't pull off the speedrun strategy for the life of me. Much like 6-1, we'll be returning to this level in a bit, so I'll skip over most of it for now. There's also a way to skip the Minotaur using rocket riding, but I physically could not do it. 7-1 adds a giant 44 kills to the total.
7-2's challenge is literally don't kill any enemies. 0 kills. 7-3 is honestly insane. I don't know if this has been discovered before, but...
I got this one, Arrow. With 7-3's main gimmick being the enemies infighting, you'd expect this level's kill count to skyrocket, especially since we aren't following Linguini's logic that infighting does not equal a kill. So we gotta get creative here. The secret exit to 7-S requires a street cleaner, but the only 2 in the level are over here, in this hallway. We can spawn them, sure, but the door behind us won't open, and in front of us is an instant death pond for our flame-throwing boys. So what if we punch them over? It's precise and tricky to pull off, but you can punch them both over the water. You must punch both, because the other will just run into the water like an idiot and die. If you somehow manage to pull that off, then you can guide them past the mannequins to the secret exit, finishing the level with only 0 kills.
Anyways... 7-4. The current final main campaign level. This one is pretty straightforward. Rocket right up to the top, use the crane to skip the security room, defeat the brain, air that bitch out, and escape, finishing the level off with 18 kills, and this challenge with 168 kills.
At first, we were satisfied with that, but the fact that the number is only this high because of a select few levels was really bothering us.
Was there really no more saves?
We decided to take a break and see if we could find anything another day.
And then we found some bullshit.
That's right. The rocket launcher, the weapon I hardly ever use, becomes the key to breaking apart these levels. This one piece of tech allows us to absolutely demolish the kill counts of 0-4, 6-1, 7-1, 7-4, and even 1E later on. I won't go too in-depth on the step-by-step process on how to do each skip, but I will leave a link to the video I learned from in the description. Returning to 0-4, we can use the rocket launcher to pass the enemy spawn trigger without triggering any enemies. This only works on a select few spawn triggers in the game, and this just so happens to be one of them. Using this, combined with our previous strat, brings 0-4 down all the way to 0 kills. 6-1 strategy gets a complete makeover. We use the same tech we used in 0-4 to skip past the first encounter, and we make our way to...
Oh, don't get me started. 3 pipe clips, whack! What's up door?
What the fuck are
whack!
you doing?
A cavity, whack! The final room before 3, whack!
Why
Becoming
am I in
a
this
cave
call?
diver, whack! Clipping through
How
this
did you
door,
even get here?
whack! This bullshit at 6-1, it's tight as fuck!
Dude, do you mind?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Tedo fans, am I right? Anyways, we make our way over to the door just before the hallway with the filth. Press up against the wall, jump, and freeze frame a rocket as high as you can without the rocket breaking. Then back up and dive jump into it. If everything is done correctly, you should be launched out of bounds. Then just fly to the end and clear out the last room. 6-1 drops from a staggering 39 kills to a modest 13. 7-1 is extremely similar to 6-1. Jump up into this spot, line up your crosshair to about here, and perform the exact same clip as in the last level. And open this door to load the drop that leads to the Minotaur fight. Touch the cube at the bottom of the hole to clip back into bounds, and continue on as normal. Take down the Minotaur's first phase, and we finally pull off the second phase skip. 7-1 goes from a massive 44 kills to a mere 9. Alright, I'm gonna divert the entire video for a second. I thought I was almost done with this video,
But apparently not. Because right as I finished editing the last section, Bark hit me up and told me he found a lot more kill saves in the levels I've already edited. So we're gonna speed through this shit. Lightning round. In 05, you kill the Serbs to spawn the exit, and then checkpoint back. Stand on this ledge and do the same clip that we used in 6-1 and 7-1, then fly to the end. 0 kills. In 4-4, you can clip out of bounds very easily right here. Grab the phase 2 checkpoint, fly back around and grab this checkpoint, fight V2, watch him default pose before squatting on the ground, kill the remaining enemies to spawn the exit, and checkpoint back to before the V2 fight. You should fall into the void, and then just fly over to the exit from underneath the map. 1 kill. In 5-2, you can grab this checkpoint from underneath the hallway, and then fly out and grab the checkpoint on the dock before it. Enter the house, grab the blue skull, and checkpoint back outside. The filth we had to kill before gets removed from the kill counter, and we finish the level with 0 kills. In 7-1, you do everything exactly the same, except for the enemies before the Minotaur. When the final tram shows up, pull both the schisms off of it using the whiplash. Use one of them to insta-kill the Maurice, but keep the other one alive. Watch the alive one after the Minotaur dies, and as soon as it disappears, checkpoint back. Since all the basic enemies were still alive, it didn't create a checkpoint for them dying, so checkpointing back removes them from the kill total while keeping the Minotaur phase 1 defeated. After that, just do the phase 2 skip. 0 kills. Okay, lightning round over. Now back to the regularly scheduled programming. And last but not least, 7-4. After destroying the brain, drop down to this room and do whatever the hell this stupid clip is. Fly around to the final launch pad and finish the level. 7-4 drops from a decent 18 kills to only 1. And that's ULTRAKILL's main campaign, beaten in only 59 kills on the current patch of the game. But I'm sure you're wondering, what about the Prime Sanctums and Encore levels? Well, the Prime Sanctums are pretty straightforward. P1 has no change. Both the Flesh Prison and Minos Prime cannot be saved. For P2, you just take the secret shortcut straight to Sisyphus. Just like P1, these two can't be saved, so take them out and finish the level. 2 kills each. And for the Encores, I originally had a whole section typed out, including a joke about getting pelted by tomatoes, but I had to re-record my attempts and rewrite the script after Bark cursed me with more kill saves. So, sorry bros, but you're getting the short version. In 0E, you enter the first room and slam against this wall to clip through the floor. The higher your FPS is, the harder this clip is to pull off. So be sure to cap it at 30 for the best results. After that, just grab the checkpoint before the boss room, then immediately turn around and grab this checkpoint. Now, clip back into the boss room and defeat the 2 Serbs. Wait for the doors to open, then respawn at the checkpoint. Do the same clip we did in 7-4 again on this wall and staircase, then fly back to this door to deload the boss room itself. Checkpoint back and do the clip one more time, and then fly to the other side of the boss room and end the level with 0 kills. In 1E, you can use the rocket launcher to trigger skip the first encounter, and then do a very easy clip through the wall right here against this fallen pillar. Fly to the end of the level and trigger this door. Checkpoint back and clip again, then head back to the boss room. Destroy the idol through the floor with a jackhammer, and then fly back to the fallen pillar. Open both doors in this room to deload the areas around the boss room and clip through the wall again. Fly to the boss room one final time, kill the hideous mass, and end the level with our final kill. 64 kills. And that's it. I believe 59, or 64, whichever number you personally prefer, is as physically as low as we can bring it. Unless we somehow find some crazy way to spawn the elevators in 1, 2, 4, 3, and 6-1 without killing the enemies, then I doubt it'll get any lower. Especially with the upcoming fraud layer. Hopefully we can bring that one down to some ridiculously low numbers too. But, with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please like, comment, subscribe, all the things, you know how it is. I apologize for taking so long in this video, but summer has started, so my job has been beating my ass extra hard. Working in the 100-degree sun with 85% humidity is not for the weak, and brother, I'm as weak as they come. Thank you again for watching, and have a good one.